Batman, 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 what? Batman, Batman, yeah. Batman, yeah. Batman, yeah. Batman, Batman, hey, Batman, Batman, what? Mr. Never use a gap, man. Yeah. Never turn like a Batman.
Michael Jordan or Tom Brady? Who is the GOAT of their sport, and who is more of a GOAT? Who is more legendary? In this video, I'm going to be breaking down both of these guys, and I will be telling you who the real GOAT is. But before we go ahead and get into that, take a look at the screen and make sure you guys follow me on all these social media platforms if you love what I do. And definitely don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and feel more than welcome to leave a comment down below. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get it started. Michael Jordan and Tom Brady both are considered the GOATs of their respective sport. For Michael Jordan, that's a basketball. For Tom Brady, that's a football. Those are the two sports that they play. Now, obviously, this is not going to be a eggs-to-eggs comparison because, for one, they play two different sports with two totally different responsibilities. But with that out of the way, I'm going to try to paint a perfect picture for you the best I can to let you know who was more of an impact in their respective sport. Now, first of all, let's just talk about championships. Michael Jordan, in his career, in the championship round, went 6-0. Never lost in the championship round. Tom Brady, conversely, went to 10 Super Bowls, and he lost 3 of them. He has a record of 7-3. Now, some people would say, well, hey, you know what? Tom Brady has 7 rings. Michael Jordan has 6. But my retort to that would be Tom Brady lost 3 times. And not only did he lose 3 times, 2 of those 3 losses were against teams that he was heavily favored against. He lost to the Giants twice, and they had a quarterback by the name of Eli Manning, who's definitely not on Tom Brady's level. He also lost to the Philadelphia Eagles, and they had Nick Foles at quarterback, who was a backup. So Tom Brady, yes, he does have more rings than Michael Jordan, but he did lose 3 times, and that's something that Michael Jordan can't relate to. When you're evaluating the greatness of 2 players, regardless of the sport, their failures and shortcomings have to also be mentioned. And the fact that Michael Jordan never lost in a championship round, whereas Tom Brady has, definitely says a lot. So, in terms of championships, because Michael Jordan never lost, because he never even allowed it to get to a Game 7, I'm going to have to give the edge to Michael Jordan as far as the championship category is concerned. Now, let's go ahead and move on to responsibilities. Tom Brady plays the quarterback position, and in my eyes, he's the GOAT quarterback. I don't think it's really a discussion. And for basketball, Michael Jordan plays the shooting guard position. He is the GOAT of basketball. But the thing is, in basketball, you have to play offense and defense. In football, you just play offense if you happen to be an offensive player. And in Tom Brady's case, he's the quarterback. His job is to throw the football and pretty much just initiate the offense, whereas Michael Jordan had to score, he had to pass, he had to rebound, he had to defend, he had to hit free throws, he had to do a lot of different things, whereas Tom Brady really only has to worry about throwing the football. So in terms of who had to do more, who had more responsibilities on their shoulders, who carried a heavier burden, that would be Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan, playing basketball, plays 82 games a season. Tom Brady, for a season, plays 16 regular season games, 1 game a week. So in terms of who had a heavier workload, who did more, all those things point to Michael Jordan. He had to do more things. He had to do more things on the court. He had practice. He had games every other day, whereas Brady had a week between games. So in terms of all those things, once again, Michael Jordan had the edge. Now, this is going to be kind of an interesting topic here, but let's say they switched sports, moving on to a new category. Who would be better at football and who would be better at basketball? If you switched Michael Jordan and you put him on a football team, and you switched Tom Brady and you put him on a basketball team, who would have more success? I mean, I think the answer is obvious. It'd be Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan ran at 4.3, and he ran a 40-yard dash in 4.3 seconds out of college. So he can sprint. He's very fast. One of the knocks against Tom Brady is that he can't really run. He's not really a mover. So right off the bat, you can see that Michael Jordan would have more success in the other sport versus Tom Brady in basketball. Also, Michael Jordan had a 45-inch vert. So when it comes to jumping up to catch a ball, if he happened to play football, he would be very good at it. So if you put Tom Brady in basketball, how good do you think he would be? He's about 6'1", something like that. Can't run, can't jump, isn't athletic, doesn't have the footwork. So in that sense, who would be better at each other's sport? Once again, I think the answer would be Michael Jordan. And last but not least, let's talk about cultural impact. This is how much of an icon are you? Your true greatness, your legendary status. Michael Jordan played his last basketball game in the year 2003. We still talk about Michael Jordan every single day. People still look up to Michael Jordan. We are still buying his sneakers. We are dumping out $200 a couple times a year to stand in line for his shoes. Nobody's doing that for Tom Brady. When it comes to global icons, Michael Jordan is global. In fact, with the 1992 Dream Team, the Olympic team, he made basketball a global sport. There's a lot of countries where football doesn't exist. Football doesn't have an Olympic football doesn't have an Olympic team, is what I meant to say. Basketball does. So off that strength alone, Michael Jordan is the far superior global icon. He's more famous. He's more recognizable. He has true cultural impact. As I mentioned earlier, we're still lining up for Michael Jordan shoes. We are still watching his highlights. We're still watching his documentaries because Michael Jordan had an impact on everybody. Everybody wanted to be like Michael Jordan when they were younger. I've never once ran outside and heard a kid say, you know what? I want to be like Tom Brady. Why? Because it doesn't happen. No kid wants to grow up and be Tom Brady. Tons of kids want to grow up and be Michael Jordan because he is a much more sellable or marketable person. He has a very charismatic personality. People love to listen to him speak. Whereas when you listen to Tom Brady interviews, you don't really he's kind of corny. He's kind of cringy sometimes. Whereas Michael Jordan had a class, he had this persona about him, this charisma to him that not many people, even in basketball, have ever had. So, in conclusion, Michael Jordan is the GOAT of team sports over Tom Brady. The championships, he never lost. Michael Jordan did more. He had more of a responsibility. He didn't have to just pass the ball or score the ball. He also had to play both sides. He had to play defense, rebound, free throws, all these things. Jordan would be better at football than Brady would be at basketball. I don't think that's a hot take. And the cultural impact. Now, with that out of the way, hope you guys learned something. Definitely leave a comment below if you disagree, and I would love to chop it up with you. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Follow me on all these social media platforms. Link will be in the bio. And with that being said, I'm out of here.